Hello? Who's there? Zuzuziza. It's Wednesday. Hey guys. We're going to be going over chapter 1 of the 50th Law. We're in it. We're going to be getting into intense realism. It's about seeing things for what they are. By focusing your attention on what is going on around you, you will gain a sharp appreciation for what makes some people advance and others fall behind. By seeing through people's manipulations, you can turn them around. The firmer your grasp on reality, the more power you will have to alter it for your purposes. Dun, dun, dun. With looking at life in a very realistic way. You're going to be using your eyes. You have to pay attention to the details. You have to use your eyes, and then you have to use your eye. You have to use your mind's eye. Being able to use your intuition, your discernment. You can see through people, see through intention, ulterior motives, see the reality of what a situation is. For example, you posted it online, but what it is actually is you used 4 different editing apps to make yourself look like 4 sizes smaller and give yourself smoother skin. That is Delulu Lane. Realism is the exact opposite of that. Using your mind's eye and your eyes and being very just honest with yourself. It sharpens your mind, okay? It sharpens your mind to take things from an unbiased standpoint. Of course, we all have our own emotions and feelings, but when you can detach from that for a second and really look at it from like a bird's eye view, from like up above, down, then you're ahead of the game. You become a keen observer. If you aren't used to doing things like that, you practice it and you get better. That was my take on Happy Birthday, but like scat language. He would trust no one. He would conceal his intentions, even from his friends and partners. And no matter how high or low life brought him, he would remain the supreme realist, keeping his hustler's eye sharp and focused. And this is talking about 50 Cent. Don't tell people your plans. Like, don't. Like, move in silence. Work on your goals for yourself. Like, you can share things of progress and yada yada huda mata, but like, when it comes to your aspirations and like what really is important to you, stay focused. You have a mentor, okay? It's a little different if you want to discuss things with them and get some knowledge. But if you're talking to just Sally over here that doesn't even live the lifestyle that you want, I would maybe refrain from telling them everything. Once you've accomplished them, you have the choice of, sharing them. Or you can keep it private. I don't share everything that I've accomplished. You don't need validation for everything that you do. You really don't. Then, I don't know, you're seeking something else that you're lacking at that point. But if you have accomplished things and you want to share them for inspiration for others, for growth, for community and wellness, and not from ego, then I think it's great. Then you're vibing. Reality has its own power. Ignore it. Ignore reality. Ignore the truth. It's still there, okay? It's going to creep up on you like a little scary goblin and just get ya. It's going to get ya. And then you're still going to have to face it. It's like a little dinosaur. You could be totally book smart and then just be so unaware of your surroundings and truth. Being book smart, fantastic. Okay, great. I love that for you. But also, like, you still, like, if you're not aware, you're really lacking on those street smarts. You need it. A combination, a duo of both is beautiful. You can obtain both. Like, let's say you're more book smart and you're not very, like, aware and street smart. You can obtain it through experience, through putting yourself out there. Let's say you have more street smarts and not that much book smarts. Pick up a book. Gain knowledge through reading and learning yourself. You don't need to go to school to gain the knowledge. I'm serious. You can do it. What do I need to be aware of? Little details in life. Romanticize paying attention to the details. Imagine life as a freaking canvas and you're just studying it like you're in an art museum. When you're studying the details, you can see the intentions of the brushstrokes. You can see the intentions of people, situations, places, the energy that was put into it, the dark realities behind certain things too, and just the overall truth. In the 19th century, people were keen observers. There was hella inventions coming out. Wealth. It was the emergence of the country. Throughout that, later on, culture manufactured endless fantasies to consume. And with that consumption comes distraction. And escapism was wrapped in a pretty bow. Reality became something to avoid. And that can be with food and drinking and living la vida loca. Trust me, I've been there. It's not that great. It's very loca in like the worst ways. Understand, as an individual, you cannot stop the tide of fantasy and escapism sweeping a culture. But you can stand as an individual to this trend and create power for yourself. Just because they're doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. The greatest weapon that we all have and tool is our conscious mind. So why do anything to take that away from yourself? Here are some keywords to fearlessness: openness, expansion, depth, proportion, sharpness, and detachment. What the jim jam of a hoopla fart nugget. Greek philosopher Socrates was deemed the most wise man ever, the most wise of them all. And at first he was like, no, I am not. It truly just made him uncomfortable. Like, he's like, how did you even determine this? So Socrates took it upon himself, and he had discussions with many intellectuals to find someone else that was the most wise. And from what he discovered and what separated himself from others was that he knew nothing. He left his mind open to the sense of wonder, to the sense of learning. A lot of these other individuals had these biases, had these judgments, and just closed them off with not even having those experiences to tack on. I have a scratch in my throat. Expansion. Knowing your complete terrain. War, for example, is fought over specific terrain and area. All right? And with generals making decisions, a mediocre general will confine his knowledge to just the physical terrain. And what separated Napoleon, which is one of the greatest generals who ever lived, what he did was he took mass information and absorbed it all, the details of battle. And this gave him a superior grasp on reality. He took things and didn't just see it from one perspective. He saw it from multiple. So then he can get an expanded view of everything. Dig to the roots. Get some depth in your life. Get all up in there, okay? Malcolm X was a realist. He said, this country goes in for the surface glossing over, the escape routes, surfaces, instead of truly dealing with its deep-rooted problems. The more you dig in to yourself and those issues that you're facing and hit that root of why money isn't coming in, why things aren't moving the way you want to, you've hit the root. The root cause causes dependency for all the smoke and mirrors. So if you aren't ready to face the truth of what's really going on in here and why things look the way they do in front of you, and you're not happy with them, then they're going to stay like that. We tend to deal with a lot of immediate problems that are within our range, within our face, that we can just see and feel. If we can raise our eyes above that horizon and look even further, is when we can create big change. It is a law of power that the further and deeper we contemplate the future, the greater our capacity to shape it is according to our desires. This is the life I want to live. These are the things I want to experience. You are setting the tone. I'm not talking from a controlling standpoint. I need to be married by 28. I'm talking about, I want to live comfortably. I have a goal of doing this with my career. I have a goal of doing that. I would love a loving family. All of that will fall into place once you figure out what you need to get there. That means showing up every day, being disciplined, putting yourself in the right environments. Doing all of that will get you to where you need to be. And then also with the fluidity and not over controlling how it happens, will allow for it to happen. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, but you're like, I need it to happen like this and like this and this. And it usually happens the exact opposite way. Because if you're also putting a lot of force and tension onto it, you're creating resistance. You're creating resistance in your life for it to even occur. Set that playing field. Set that yellow brick road for yourself. And you're going to come across different stones and things that are set in that yellow brick road that'll take you to your finish line. Stay sharp, my friends. And with staying sharp, you need to observe. Like I was saying, like the bird's eye view. Take a third person view of like reality in your life. Take a third person view of others around you. Separate your emotions and the attachments you have to others and things and situations, and truly look at it for what it is. That's how you gain the power and the information of how you should move. Because people spew a lot of bullshit, a lot of words. Are their actions matching up to those words? You know what? I'm actually going to start next week after that. Or you know what? No. I will start the next week after that because I didn't really feel like doing it today. No, dude. Like, what the flip-flop was I doing? Wasting my own time. And that's what you're going to do with yourself if you're like, I'm going to do it next week. Or I don't have this camera equipment or this to start this. I have a vlog camera, guys. I have also a phone. And how am I recording this video right now? I'm recording it off photo booth, off my laptop. Because that's what I want to do right now. That's what I'm feeling. I have the nicer quality things. I'm doing it off this. You can do it with the sources you have. And then you can make it better later. Do I want to spend my time with individuals that are all yippity yap doop and they don't take no action? They're not reliable? No. Abso-freaking-lutely not. You are your small circle. You become like your small circle. My circle is so small, I almost don't even have a circle. And that's because with refinement comes loss to then obtain gain. I didn't like what I was seeing around me, what I've created. I'm like, there's more to this. They can stay doing what they want to do. Like, I'm not judging them. But for where I want to go, what I'm doing, what I want to be in life, I can't stay with them no more. For that life that you want, you deserve it. So you need to be willing to sacrifice anything to get yourself where you want to be. There ain't no messing around. Can you see them opening? Reassessing yourself and detachment. Just how you're taking a look at others and how they move and actions and words. You need to take a look within at yourself. Are you personally saying you're going to do things and then you're not? Are you actually moving forward? Are you taking action? Do you have a momentum? What distractions do you have in life? Take a self-inventory of how you're treating others, how you're doing things. I'm not perfect. There's definitely things that I'm working on. There's things that we can all work on. I think it's the bee's knees to be able to constantly evolve and constantly be uncomfortable and be like, I can do this in this. And I'm not saying that there isn't room in life for enjoyment, because trust me, I do enjoy myself. I enjoy life, but I am also constantly aware of how I can elevate, because the sky is not the limit in my eyes. There is no limit. People say that realists can have a lack and feel for the finer, higher things in life if taken to an extreme. Then it can be manipulative, then it can be sort of cynical. But I think anything to an extreme isn't great. This is where you take balance into it. You know, you use your mind, your beautiful mind. If you feel inclined, buy the book, because I'm giving you an overview of like main topics. There are a lot more details in the book, and they're very interesting. It's a great read. I hope you got something out of this week. I know I did. The year of the horse is approaching us. I believe it starts truly in February. So, let's get galloping, my friends. It's 444. See you next Wednesday.